Okay. Oops. Started more or less on time this time. Oops. Oops. Oh, Jesus. There we go. I just jumped out of the chat for a second there. If somebody happened to say something in the last 2 seconds, it might not be showing up on my thing. Just so you know. Thank you for the follows, Sunshine Design, Warped Fangs, Hey Hey JK, Babs Fox, and Spiced, Illustrations. I think you guys are all, new subs since last time, or new follow. Well, Sunshine Design I think might have been during. But anyway, welcome. Probably not watching at the moment, maybe you'll join a little bit later. Alright, I'm gonna de-hoodie myself. This is called dis-hoodieing. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's draw this. This is probably gonna be a shorter one today, which is probably good. I don't want to sound like a broken record, guys, because I say this a lot, but I'm fucking tired today. I didn't sleep nearly enough over the weekend, and had some early mornings. I'm not the best at sleeping in, so it's taken me a bit to kind of catch up on my lost sleep. And then, like an idiot, I stayed up till 2 last night working on something, and despite my best efforts, yet again, did not sleep in. So I'm on the verge of zombie. I kind of got my second wind earlier, but it's starting to fade already. But I already had this stream planned. I don't think it's gonna be super long anyway, so I'm sure I'll be fine. Well. Luckily, Mark, I already know the answer to life, the universe, and everything, and the answer is 42. I'm still sorry I missed it, but it's not as bad as it could have been. All right, the genesis of this idea here is I drew, or didn't draw. Sorry, I follow a Femme Fatales of Film Noir page on Facebook, and this like pinup photo of Ava Gardner went by. And I mostly know her as like femme fatale types. Most of the movies I've seen with her, she's usually very serious and stuff. And to see her kind of having fun, and then also in this kind of like she's wearing the 1950s like or 40s bathing suit, but she's also got like hip waders on and stuff, and it's kind of a funny look. And I thought maybe I would play with that. I'm not going for full on. I'm not necessarily trying to make it resemble Ava Gardner, but it probably will a little bit. And I'm not imitating the image exactly, but the outfit more or less will be the same. So let's try. Here we go. Probably gonna keep this one kind of on the cartoony side. My stuff's always a little cartoony, but sometimes more than others. Biggest challenge here. You might notice I drew her head kind of low. She's gonna be holding a fishing rod, so I need some room for that to reach upward. But I don't want to have to draw her too small either, so. How are you doing though, Mark? I noticed, but that's alright. Did you have a class during it? Or were you intending to go and then you just weren't able to make it in the end? Oh, okay. That happens. Not minding this pose. Oh, right. How'd that go? Ouch. That sounds about right. Stab myself with my pencil. How foolish of me. Oh shit. And then did you have to just tough it out at that point? Or were you able to like say like, hey, hang on a second, or can we do something about this? Wooshi is raiding. That's Nicole. Thank you for the raid, Nicole. Congratulations on graduating today. Yikes. That is rough, Mark. But also pretty badass, gotta say. Hope you don't mind me saying now, Nicole, because I just noticed a notification for a message you sent me on Discord just at this exact second. Yes, you will get a paper certificate. I'm not sure if they'll mail it to you or if you'll have to come pick it up, or if you're given the option. That part I don't know, but there is a printed certificate, yes. Hey Mars. Also congratulations. How does it feel to be done, guys? I know we kind of asked that at the end of the grad, but different venue, maybe had a chance to process a little bit more. How are we feeling? If we have any viewers that don't know, Mars and Nicole just finished their first year program at VFS. You don't get any break at all. You don't start till May, though, I think you said, right, Mars? Yourself? Hey, Brad? So you get a bit of a break. I saw somebody at Fan Expo on the weekend, Carter, who graduated last term, I guess, and he doesn't start until I think he said June. And he actually was regretting not trying for a. He's doing concept art, but he was regretting not going for an earlier one because after foundation, being so busy, he doesn't know what to do with himself anymore. All right, Nicole, have a good one. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for coming by. Cartoony. Yeah, I guess What's everybody up to as they watch? Chill night for you, you recent grads. I'm hoping it's a chill night for you. If it's not a party night, it should at least be a chill night. Ah, fun. I've got a mild stack of grading to do myself, as a matter of fact. Huh, interesting. Yeah, it sounds like a plan, Mars. Decent sleep is what I need to try to work into my schedule. And honestly, I have the opportunity, I just don't take it often. I am what is referred to in the medical community as an idiot. But I do not learn. Thanks, Parker. I'm glad too. Oh yeah. Apparently there was a lot of Genshin stuff at Fan Expo over the weekend. I didn't actually notice it myself, but I don't know how many Genshin cosplayers might have walked by and even recognized it as being Genshin. Reference doesn't actually show what the feet on these hip waders look like, but also kind of confused by these hip waders because don't they normally need the suspenders? But in this picture of Ava, she does not have said suspenders, and I don't know if that's something that they eliminated for the sake of sexiness. You know, they were like, we'll give her the hip waders, but we don't want straps covering her upper body and stuff. And maybe they had to snap this picture like as fast as possible before they fell down. I don't know, but I'm following suit. Or maybe there's like a wire through them, keeps them rigid so they stay upright. I do not know. What's swirling in the outhouse? So many images just popped to mind at that site with that phrasing, Parker. Thank you for that. So you had, you suggested that as a drawing stream a while back, of course, Mars. Had you never played it at that point yet? I don't know if the real deal actually has these, but I'm going to add a thing on the side anyway, because it feels like these hip waders, they seem like a thing that might have a thing on the side, you see? That's how my logic works. Okay. That makes sense. That tracks. A lot of things stop in term 5, if we're being honest. fat fish. That looks very unhappy to have been caught. Gotcha, gotcha, I understand. Mark, I sometimes forget that you did Foundation. What year did you do Foundation? Okay. I didn't do VFS, but I did do a 2-year program for like animation and stuff. And I finished in 2004. But I think we're roughly the same age, Mark, so I'm guessing maybe you took a bit of time off after high school, or maybe went to a different school before coming to VFS. I went straight out of high school. You're 45, Mark? You're actually older than me then. Well, thank you for the clarification. Okay, I'm gonna embellish her hair a little bit more. Just for shits and giggles. And then we can start inking this. I have not yet cracked 40 myself. Not to brag or anything, Mark, just saying. Did anybody else have a period when they were a kid where they thought it was actually possible to catch up to somebody's age? Yeah, because when you're a kid, you always want to be older than you really are, right? You're kind of like, oh, well, maybe I can catch up to them. I'll be older than them one day. I briefly thought that was possible. Fun fact, it is not. And if I just crush somebody's dreams, I apologize. And did it say, like, I just turned 40 and all I got was this lousy t-shirt or something? $30 did not bother me. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I might feel 40 a bit. I might be like, oh my god. But it doesn't really mean anything. I'm not. I feel bad saying that. As soon as I said it, I was like, shit. We just established that Mark is 45, and I just said that. Sorry about that, Mark. I'm not knocking the age of 40. It's just for most of my life, it seemed like very far away. So I think when I actually do hit that, it's gonna be like, ugh. And how old are you again, Parker? How close are you getting to 30? When I turned 30, I went into the office for some reason before I went home, and it might have even been a ruse to get me there. I can't remember, but there was this really short-lived. If you guys know Ignite Pizza in Gastown, there was this like place that used to be there before, and then it shut down and it got replaced by the pizza place. And it was it had these like kind of like donut eclair things that like I have to assume were made through some form of magic, because like it would be this like basically this like pastry sack just pumped full of this like whatever filling, but with no discernible hole in it. You know, like jelly donuts and stuff, you can always see the hole. Um, that were really good, but it was kind of overpriced, which is probably why they didn't last. Um, and yeah, we still had Liz at the time as our program coordinator, and she surprised me with a box of those when I turned 30. And I remember Shane popping over to say happy birthday when she was giving it to me, and being shocked to hear that I was turning 30. And I don't know if it's because he didn't think I was that old, or if it was because he was thinking like, oh god, I remember he's so much younger than me. I remember when I was 30. I don't know. But I remember his reaction vividly. And I also remember taking those things home and jamming every goddamn one of them into my face while standing over the sink almost immediately. I think I was just like, I'll just have one, but then it was really good and I couldn't stop eating the goddamn things. They're super messy though, because they were like really loaded with whatever the filling was. That's actually a really cool t-shirt, Mark. I like that. Well, if you plan on it, Mars, then it probably won't be that bad. You know, just mark it on the calendar. Crisis. 28 months, so you still got over 2 years to go. Somebody in class the other day was referring to graduating high school in 2018, and another guy in the class like shook his head, and they're all like, "Why are you shaking your head? How old are you?" And it was like, "Oh, I graduated in 2014, so it was only like a 2-year difference." And they're like, "That's enough to shake your head?" And I'm like, "Fuck all of you guys! I graduated in 2002." Instantly regretted my decision, but it's okay. I will make it work. Graduated high school in 2002. That name doesn't sound... I think I know what you mean, Mark, and I think it was something very similar to that, but I don't think it's what that specific... And it might technically be the same thing, but I don't think it's what that place called it. But I could just be remembering wrong. Is this the part, Mars, where you tell us that you were born in 2002? I had a feeling. You know what's convenient about having this conversation in 2022, though? Is it makes me look really smart when I immediately know your age from the subtraction. I doubt my school is going to do anything, but this would be my 22nd, this June would be my 22nd high school reunion, theoretically. To be clear, though, if we adjust for maturity, I'm like 22 at best. It was really good, Parker. I had a lot of fun. It went really well. I think I had a lot more variety of stuff this time. I think my display was better. I think I've gotten better at getting people's attention as they walk by and kind of pitching my wares. So as far as me like selling shit, I did about double what I did the first time I did it. I'm sure some of it was also just that people were psyched to be out of the house and doing this kind of thing again finally. So it went really well that way, and it was a lot of fun. But it was also a bit exhausting by the time I was done, which is partially my own fault. I was explaining on Monday or on Tuesday that I did a few commissions while I was there, a couple colored ones, and I mainly promote doing black and white commissions that I can actually draw while I'm there, but I'm not opposed to doing the color ones, and I kind of foolishly committed to 2 color ones that I would have done during the weekend so they could pick them up in person, like, almost right away. Just because it's kind of a cool novelty, right? Like, you're kind of at the con, you're kind of in that mode, it's just kind of fun to do. But because of that, you know, I had to get up pretty early to be there every morning. And committing to getting these things done had me staying up pretty late every night. Plus, while you're there, you're constantly on, and you're on my feet the whole time. And so it was very fun, and I was actually kind of sad when it ended, but I was also like, I also needed to stop doing shit, so better for my health that it ended, but I very much enjoyed myself. And have already gotten, sold a handful of Combat Fairies graphic novels, and already got some pretty positive feedback from some people who reached out, let me know they were digging it. One person posted that she was about to read it, and then the next day went onto the Facebook page and just liked a bunch of shit. So that was that felt good. I think you remember you saying that before, Mars, about graduating in 2020. So remind me though, did you have a ceremony at all, or was it online? Wow. And were you pretty disappointed about that, Mars? If I'm remembering right, I kind of feel like you said that you were kind of happy not to have a grad to go to. Oh, that's cool. I think I remember hearing about that. Like, some people just kind of automatically passed by just because of circumstance, right? Oh, right, right. I do remember you saying that now, right? So yeah, so that was pretty disappointing then. So with that in mind then, Mars. Yeah, I would be very happy with that as well. Although, is math in your in grade 12 was that mandatory? Because for me, it was only mandatory till grade 11, so I just stayed the hell away from it in grade 12. But for today's grad Mars, so apparently you guys voted that you would prefer to stay to do it online, right? So is that what you yourself voted for, or did you get outvoted? Because from what you just described about your disappointment for the high school grad, it sounds like you would be somebody that would want to do this grad in person. Rough. Yeah, math was never my thing. I feel like I've told this story before, but in grade 10 or 11, I can't remember. I was passing math, but my grades were super low, and it was the only class that was really low. And my mom called to be asked to talk to the teacher to ask if I should be getting like extra help or whatever. And the teacher's response was, to be honest, most of my students are failing, so I'm actually not worried at all about Dylan. And she was like, oh, okay. It was Miss Brackett, I think. That was the year that happened. Fine. You can't fantasize about art school grads, though? In my high school grad, we did it outside, and a girl in the row in front of me, when we were standing for whatever reason, she passed out from I think heat stroke. I don't know if we ever found the exact reason. So she passed out, fell backward, landed in her chair, and was like head completely hanging back with her eyes rolled in the back of her head, like right in front of me, and I was just like. It was, that was scary. Fair enough. Maybe it'll come back when you're finishing classical animation, though. Because then you're not just finishing a year, you're finishing your whole, VFS experience, right? By the way, the classical animation grads are the most fun grads to go to. At least as an audience member, anyway. Because everybody does a story-based final project unless something has changed. And usually, even the weakest one is pretty entertaining. Although, as I say that, I feel like the curriculum may have changed in that, so maybe you don't do story-based anymore, or not everybody does. I can't remember. Well, we'll try to think positively. I know there's still a deadly murder virus and a war going on, but still. By the way, the keyword for tonight's playlist was surf. Hopefully not. But we've been fooled before, Parker. You working on tomorrow's Heart of Darkness, Parker? I'm planning my own thing for May instead of Mermaid this year, I might have mentioned before. I don't know that I'm going to post a prompt list, though. It's a bit more... I would encourage anybody else to do the same thing that I'm doing, but I wouldn't encourage them to do the exact same day-to-day subjects as me. You can do the same theme, but they should find their own things for each day. I think it'd be more meaningful if it's their own. So I might post something about it ahead of time. That'll be for May. And I'm probably going to try to draw them all ahead of time. Which is a bit of a pain because I got pretty decent momentum going on combat fairies that I don't necessarily want to break, but maybe after the next chapter I might have to do that. Yeah, but with Mermaid though, Mars, you won't have started yet, right? Or no, you're starting in May, so maybe. Unless you do it ahead of time. You could do it ahead of time and just post it. I did Mermaid 3 years in a row. And I might do it again. But after 3 years, the 31 mermaids a year kind of was feeling a bit redundant, a bit repetitive. Although I'll probably do a mermaid drawing, maybe on the stream in May. But I'm not going to do a whole bunch. And I can see me going back to it, but I had this idea for an alternative thing to do this May. And to be honest, I also thought of another alternative idea, which I'm probably going to do next May, unless I lose my interest between now and then. But I kind of don't think I will. I'm going to hold off. I will tell you, I will announce it, but... Well, okay, you know what? I'll say this. May is also International Women's Month, and so it's inspired by that. But I might make a graphic or something to make it officially official towards the end of April. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe. Ah, yeah, that'd be fun. I like the sound of a steampunk mermaid. anybody that doesn't know, Mars did a super cool concept art final project that mixed Aztec stuff with steampunk stuff. Very cool and effective results. Semantics. Mars semantics. Maidens. Aero mermaids? And like aerodynamic mermaids? There's definitely like steampunk submarines though. Like even original 20,000 Leagues with Nemo's submarine, the Nautilus and stuff, that has a bit of a steampunk vibe to it. Just move the camera. Again, I don't know what the hell I need to, like, it's darker than last time, right? I don't know what the fuck, it's just, like, do that a little bit, I guess, but. Well, I mean, it could still be in the water, just saying. You can kind of cheat the logic of it a bit. I mean, a SpongeBob can have a campfire underwater. Maybe the mermaid just has to put a plastic bag over the mechanical arms and stuff. Just like a diver with a broken foot or something, you know? Some prefer the darkness. You think darkness is your ally, but you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I am very excited for the Batman, by the way. If you didn't already assume, already have tickets bought. Gonna be some good shit. I am very confident in Matt Reeves. The Batman. Perhaps he's wondering why he'd shoot a man before throwing him out of an airplane. You guys ever see Bane Cat? It's a cat, big fat cat, that wears a breathing apparatus and talks like Bane. Does sort of cat modified versions of his lines. Not a meme. It's a YouTube video. You need the video. You need the voice. He says shit like, perhaps he's wondering why you'd give a dog a treat before throwing him in a cage. There's actually like 3 episodes. The first one's pretty funny. The others, the joke is kind of played out and you're kind of bored with it, in my opinion. But the first one's pretty funny. Well, but at that point it becomes more of a meme in theory, you know? It's more like a theoretical meme. It's like the concept becomes a meme, but not necessarily the thing itself. Ah. Memes are a state of mind, man. The leg thing that I added. I insisted on adding it. I gotta use it. Ink, 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 ink. The inking song doesn't have the same cachet when you don't have Centane singing along with you through text. You hear that, Centane? The inking song misses you. Whoa! You know what? I got distracted. I was gonna ask you what tomorrow's theme was. Which evil queen from Snow White? Is it her making out with her mirror? not want to give this away. Alright then. I will accept this. That yawn was on the verge of a whale call. I caught it just in time. So I don't think this music fits the theme really at all, but I don't mind it. It doesn't sound bad. I feel like in the end, this is mildly a stretch to call this a pinup. Like, it kind of is. Like, it's a cute girl in a bathing suit, but it's not like, it's not what you'd usually expect from a quote-unquote pinup type pose, you know? I'm digging it. I'm just thinking I might have false advertised the theme of it tonight. That's okay. No! Squiggle sheens. Since it is kind of a rubber. That works. Does anybody know who I'm talking about, by the way, when I say Ava Gardner? Doesn't need to be a real. Well, I mean, okay, in the early days, yes, because it was almost like the next best thing to an actual woman was just a painting that was kind of caricatured a little bit, but it has evolved. Like a lot of very cartoony pinups. But no, I do think this counts. It's just not what some might have been expecting when they saw my promo. But it's fine. They can take what they can. They can take what they get. I actually had an idea for another pinup, which I'll purposely put off for a while, so I'm not repeating myself too much. Just earlier today, and maybe that one will end up being a little bit more classic. We'll see. Nah, I see what you did. Favorite pinup artist, by the way, who's also just one of my favorite artists in general, is a guy named Gil Elvgren. And I actually have a Gil Elvgren calendar going right now. I've been given quite a few Gil Elvgren calendars over the years, and never really get bored of them. But it is a little frustrating that, like, if you Google his work, like, he's done a shit ton of stuff, right? But I feel like the calendars they pull from the same pool every single time. So like every calendar I've had is like at least half of them are like repeat images. But if you Google him, he's got more than enough stuff to fill up several calendars without like repeating any images. Maybe there's a licensing thing. I think a lot of them were drawn as part of an ad campaign or something. Or painted, rather. Also, by the way, on whether or not this pose would be considered sexy, if you're like really into fishing, it probably doesn't get any sexier. I've only truly fished once in my life, I think, when I was really young. I don't know how young, but really young. Went fishing with my dad in Como Lake in Coquitlam and caught a rainbow trout. There was a while there where my parents had a boat, and we did kind of do some trolling, but we never really caught anything other than crabs. We were crabbing a fair bit, but no like edible fish other than that one rainbow trout. Yeah, very much. I'm not super into it myself. You ever been fishing, Parker? Or anybody? Has anybody ever been fishing here? And how did you feel about it? Also, how old were you? That could make a very big difference as far as vibing. I was not having beers with my dad at age 6 or 7 or however the hell old I was. Hey, Chantel. Using the brush a lot for the hair and the swimsuit here. Itchy ear, itchy ear, itchy ear. Yeah, pretty much just made it up, to be honest. Not based on any real fish. But he's unhappy to have been caught. Maybe they're dentures that somebody threw in the water. Or the laughing fish when he uses his Joker toxin on the fish in Gotham Harbor so they look like his face, and then tries to sue the fisherman for copyright infringement. Rod, and then we can start filling in these spot blacks. Oops, knocking the camera. Something under the page of that cardigan. Some eraser turds. Ugh, got a bump in that line there, that's gross. I'll see if I can somewhat smooth it out by adding a shadow underneath. I can only do it to the one side though. Might even make it worse. I don't know. That might have helped a tiny bit. technically. This line should probably be pulled so taut that you wouldn't really see this, but spot black, and then brush, and then we call her a night. Stop it, Mars. Are you already streaming, Parker, or are you going to be? What are you streaming? Are you going to be streaming a game, or are you going to be working on Evil Queen or something? Return of the King? Oh, okay. Sure, I'll give you a host, Parker. Gotcha. Alright. Now, delicately, with tonight's tired ass hands, we're going to use the brush. Alright. Oh. Stretch, 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 stretch. Get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Let's hope for the best. What makes this bit of brush work a bit more intimidating than I'm doing tonight is that her hair is black and her bathing suit's black, and if I'm not careful, they're all going to blend together, so I got to be a little bit more conscientious of some details as I go. Stop it! How's Genshin going, Mars? Oh, damn. Wait, were you playing Genshin on your phone? Tiny bit more glare in there. I think ragged this edge a little bit more too. Not too bad. Huh. Definitely was not expecting that. I assume it's not intended to be a mobile game, is it? Okay, now this part of her hair is gonna be a bit of a pain. By the way, I mentioned that this whole idea was kind of inspired by a photo of Ava Gardner. Does anybody actually know who Ava Gardner is by chance? Huh. That's kind of clever. I do need to, just haven't taken the time. I got so many things on my to-do list. But Nicole actually suggested that you can set it up so that people can buy stuff with the bits, and the stuff would be just activities on the stream. So things that like it would be like to trigger a jump scare or whatever. But I haven't looked into how to do that yet. I don't imagine it's that difficult. I just haven't taken the time yet. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking I'll probably mostly do. I can pretty much guarantee I'll add a fart sound. So get excited about that, guys. Alright, we made it, guys. We made it. Yeah, like the super chat kind of deal. I could see me doing a jump scare. I feel like I would get desensitized to them pretty quick, though. But I wouldn't be opposed to trying them. Your mom would be so proud about what, Parker? All right, we're gonna sign it, and I am already done, Chantel. But this is yet another night where I'm running on very little sleep, so it's better for everybody. But okay, here we go. Alright, I'm not gonna raid anybody this time because I promised a host for Parker, so I'll just keep an eye on my notifications. And you guys can do that as well. PJ Arts of Darkness, he's gonna be doing some streaming soon. Thanks, Mark. And I'll be back next week at my usual times. Gonna go back to the request list on Tuesday. I might do one of my own for the following Tuesday, though. I had somewhat inspired to maybe do something that would be somewhat topical at that point, but we'll see how I feel when the time comes. But yeah, and I think I know what I'm going to do on Thursday as well, but I won't say it just yet. But have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Have a good rest of the week in general, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.